Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special bonus episode of Almost Sobes.
Yeah, it doesn't get it much better when we're giving you a bonus episode. We're giving you something extra.
So, our dear friend Kevin, aka Rasheed, aka Sweet Jones, was supposed to record Step 5 with us, and he recently passed away. So, we thought in his honor, in memory of him, we would share the first episode he ever did with us. So the first time he was ever introduced to the show. Just thought we'd give you a warning if you're not ready to listen to that yet. You can skip this episode this week. If you have any interest in hearing any of the other episodes with our friend Kevin on them, just reach out to us and we'd be happy to share those with you.
Yeah, I highly recommend you listen to this episode. It's really, really funny. And just to kind of give you a feel for it, we just had a brief outline of what we were going to do, and he showed up and just hit it out of the park. So, we just wanted to share it with you. So, we just hope that you enjoyed as much as we had fun making it.
Yeah, super funny guy. We love him. We miss him.
We love him and we do miss him. He's too young.
And we're just happy to be able to share this with you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Yeah. Pop the molly, I'll swing. Pop the molly, I'll swing. Pop the molly, I'll swing. Pop the molly, I'll swing.
Welcome back to another episode of Almost Sobes. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
We're
out here.
live.
The sound quality's much better. We got a damn little stand on the table.
Things are already improving. Clearly. Just being sober has already made the sound quality better.
Well, I can go ahead and start us off, guys, if you want. As promised, I got a sponsee this past week, and I've brought him on the show. You're going to get to, I'll let him introduce himself here shortly, but I've also been sponsoring myself for the last couple of weeks. Things have been going fantastic. I feel Trenchcoat Tom was just holding me back. I really feel the freedom to say whatever I want in meetings now. I feel the rest of the crowd's pretty receptive. One person even told me to keep coming back in the middle of my share. So they're really digging me.
They really want you there.
Yeah. So
Clearly they want you to keep coming back.
yeah. I was at a meeting and
A lot of support.
I went ahead and brought up the topic of relationships. They suggested that I get a plant and then a pet and see if I can keep those alive. I know I can keep a plant alive, so I just went ahead and got 3 dogs. So if you hear those in the background, I'm doing big things. Three spiritual animals.
Yeah, you're getting ready for 3 different partners at the same time.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. Like after I keep these alive for, I don't know, another week or so, I'll be ready for 3 partners.
Yeah. I was actually at that meeting, and so the next meeting I went to, I brought up the topic of like how to care for a plant. How much to water them. Well, it kind of depends on the plant, apparently. That's a lot of the feedback I got.
Yeah.
Some people had the opinion that like getting a cactus was kind of cheating.
I'm all about the succulents.
But yeah, I'm just trying to get into a relationship as soon as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, really. We gonna introduce our guest or what?
Sure. You want to introduce yourself? Formerly known as Kevin, but
Sitting back and watching us.
Yes, hello everybody. My name's Rasheed Muhammad.
Hi, Rasheed.
Hi, Rasheed.
Hi, how are
Muhammad.
you? Yeah, I'm fresh out of the penitentiary and just loving life on paper.
so do you want to tell us a little bit about your time in the penitentiary?
Yeah,
Because you originally got sober in the penitentiary.
that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the penitentiary was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I was arrested in southern Indiana initially for manufacturing methamphetamine, and I was sentenced to a 12-6, which I was unfamiliar with, but apparently I was a habitual offender, and they put me away for a while. So when I got to prison, I was really nursing a pretty strong methamphetamine addiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I would have thought it'd be easier to get sober in prison. I
Right.
mean, you are in prison.
Well,
you know.
sure. There's not too much drugs in there, or am I wrong?
Well, there was.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of drugs in prison. There's lots of everything in prison, actually. So I had trouble finding methamphetamine. So I had one of the COs sneak me in some Sudafed and all the other stuff, and I was actually manufacturing bathtub speed in my cell.
Wow,
Probably
resourceful.
made, quite a
Nice.
few friends in there.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of what Rasheed and I have dealt with is some of the trauma he experienced in prison. Do you want to talk a little bit about your previous sponsor you had in prison before working with me?
Yeah, so that was awkward. He wouldn't have been my first choice, Prison Sex Jeff.
Yes.
Great name, by the way. Really,
Prison
really,
Sex Jeff?
yeah, really,
Right.
yeah,
It's a nice little rom-com meet cute right there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Sponsorship relationship.
I like
Well,
it.
sure. I mean, he was gentle, but assertive. Definitely assertive. He's an assertive guy. So, things happened, and I started kind of doing whatever he told me to do. So he actually.
Well, I'm glad you guys consummated the relationship. That's
Yeah. I mean, there were things I didn't like about the relationship, but I think he had my best interest in mind for the most
Sure.
part,
Oh yeah.
and he was. I wasn't willing to do whatever he asked of me, but I was definitely going to do whatever he asked of me. You know what I mean? So it was like, it kind of just it was a natural progression into sponsorship in the program.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like a crash course in surrendering.
it really was.
Yeah.
Got
Got to give it away to keep it, is what
Sure,
they say.
sure.
So,
Yeah, I
Sure,
mean, I would
yeah.
assume sponsorship in prison looks a little bit different than sponsorship in the free world.
Yeah, so I thought that the sex thing was normal in the program. Apparently, it's not.
Yeah,
So,
we found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
A lot of these women weren't trying to sponsor Ben and Brian.
Yeah.
Sure.
I actually relapsed over it
Yeah.
originally. So,
Well, I get it. So, yeah, so Jeff and I already had a relationship in prison before, the fellowship. It wasn't spiritual, I would say. It was definitely intimate, though. Yeah. So basically, I started doing whatever Jeff asked of me. And actually, he was already in a program in the penitentiary.
program of recovery.
Couple different programs, actually.
Okay.
Recovery was part of it. There was also
Is there Brotherhood or something?
well, yeah. So that's a funny story too. So I was trying to find some form of spirituality in prison, and so I joined the Nation of Islam, which is very popular.
Most definitely not the Brotherhood.
No, very different. Jeff is a member of the Brotherhood, but
So how did that work with your? Because it's kind of like here in the free world, we're allowed to choose a higher power of our own understanding, but it sounds like you and your sponsor had two very different concepts of a higher
well,
power.
I don't want to get it. I don't want to be misunderstood. In prison, prison sex Jeff was definitely my higher power. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Sounds like your higher power chose you.
yeah, and he was powerful. He's a big guy. Yeah, he's something else. Right?
Yeah. Being all powerful.
Yeah, he's a powerful. He's hairy. He's I don't know. He's just very.
So what was it that prompted you to join the Nation of Islam?
I was just scared of Jeff initially. Yeah, I needed protection, and they were also very. They were very nice.
Sure,
The Nation
yeah.
of Islam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
I've
says
heard-
be
I've never
quick
heard
to see
anything.
where religious people are right,
Right.
and
Sure.
they're right about a lot of stuff.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see that, and they are always friendly.
Well, but there was a bit of a rift because they are not the biggest fans of Caucasians, and
Okay.
I am
Really?
Caucasian.
Okay.
So it was like,
Wait, are you sure?
no.
Okay. Because you look.
Well, my mom did a 23 and me. Yeah, and it turns out. I mean, I knew I was.
If you're
a little
listening,
Sicilian,
23 and me, we're looking for sponsors.
but I'm actually I'm 8% sub-Saharan African, so
Okay.
that's kind of how I.
Weaseled your way in there. I don't want to use the word weasel, but you know.
No, again, I didn't make a lot of my own decisions in prison.
Sure.
I really found my niche doing whatever anybody else told me to do.
Yeah, and I just want to give Rasheed a big shout out. He's been obviously my first sponsee, but I've heard just from other people in meetings that their sponsees oftentimes don't follow directions. Rasheed's been great about following directions. I think one of the hardest things about early sobriety is just staying busy. So, yeah, I've been helping you out with a lot of busy work. You did a great job detailing my car, cleaning the house, cleaning up after the dogs.
Sure. Well, you said that I needed to be willing to do anything. Sorry I didn't call you yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to do anything you ask of me to stay sober. Calling you every day seems like a lot.
I understand.
So I'm willing to do anything.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
quite
how-
in order.
Yeah, that is quite in order.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
honestly, the only reason I said that was because that's Trenchcoat Tom had me calling him every day. And I mean, let's be honest, there's a reason I fired Trenchcoat.
Sure,
it wasn't
sure. I
working.
understand.
So I should really probably just start winging this and just kind of seeing what my higher power gives me as direction for you.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, I'm willing to do anything. I didn't call you yesterday because I didn't want to, but it's
Sure.
other than that, I'm 100% willing to do whatever it takes,
Yeah.
except call you every day.
So really, I promised the listeners on our last podcast that by episode 6, I would be a great grand sponsor.
Okay.
So what I'd really like you to start focusing on is getting some sponsors or sponsees of your own.
Sure, yeah. I think I'm ready.
So when we left off last week, Shotgun was talking about how he was going to contact Bill Wilson. We've ran into a little bit of problems there. I don't know if Shotgun wants to share a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the equipment to come through Amazon.com. So, yeah, I've ordered some things. There's certain things that are required in order to communicate with the dead, and
Like what type of things?
well, one of the things that we have coming is a couple of soup cans. There's a certain kind of yarn that you need to have.
Now, what kind of soup?
Well, it just depends. What I like to do is I like to have both chicken and vegetables. Sometimes people go to the other side and they convert and they become vegan when they're on the other
I
side.
could see that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I'm waiting on. There's also a certain hat that helps also communicate with the dead. And there is
You gotta have some like cursed artifacts, right? Some kind of ancient runes.
Scarabs.
Oh yeah, Egyptian gods.
Egyptian gods,
Yeah,
exactly.
We're gonna try a little bit of everything. We're dedicated to finding Bill Wilson.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
We got a lot of questions for him.
Yes, we do. We have a whole itinerary planned for when we do actually get in touch with Mr. Wilson. There's a lot of questions that we'd really like to ask him about modern day AA.
Sure.
And kind of the direction that it's taken now as opposed to where he was at with it back
I
then.
mean, I'm assuming he's a fan of the podcast, but I would just like to hear his input, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
I just want to
he might
get.
have some suggestions.
I want him to agree with everything I say, so I can use this recording as a weapon against people who disagree with me in meetings.
Well, yeah. Speaking of that, you've ran into a little bit of conflict with your rap career, haven't you?
Oh yeah, well, these people say they want to be useful. I found that they don't when it comes to helping me with my sober rap career. It's like they're expecting money for their labor or something.
Well, what about the service work? Nobody wants to do
Right.
service work anymore.
It's inherently selfish to do anything for money, I think.
Yeah.
That's what, for other people to do that. Because I'm not expecting, cash, like right off the rip for recording these tracks. Maybe down the line I might get some kind of label deal or something. But for now, I'm just trying to spread the the good word of the first 164, and
In rhyme, yeah.
Right.
Spread the message in rhyme.
But yeah, these excuse me, but these fucking people, they just, they say they have like microphones and they know how to mix and like they can make beats and stuff. And when I started asking them about it, like they want me to pay for it, or at least like, they're sending me to like YouTube tutorials and kind of all these resources where like I'd have to do it myself. They want me to. I'm trying to get some people to be featured on a track. But they're not very good at rapping, and the message isn't on point. They're talking a lot about, having fun or partying, and obviously,
You don't really get to do that stuff in sobriety anymore.
well, I mean, I do, but I don't want people to feel bad if I'm talking about, Grey Goose or Belvedere or,
Sure.
just top shelf shit.
Well,
Sour Diesel,
yeah.
which like I can handle, but like if I'm going to be talking to these like sober people, I don't want to like tempt them or trigger them.
Well, one thing exciting, I'm not sure. Hopefully, we'll definitely have it out here. Maybe the next podcast, I'd like to say, but my sponsee Rasheed, myself, and Michael B are working on a little holiday song for you. So
Yeah.
we'll have
Well,
that out.
that is one of the benefits of having sponsees, because one of my grand sponsees, or no, he's my nephew. He actually has some beats like that he's already made, and he said I could use them. I mean, we're still gonna have to find someone to mix them properly, or just do kind of like a lo-fi thing and passive aggressively put something out with bad quality and blame it on the people that won't help me.
Sure.
Sure, yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah, it does.
But yeah, we got some lyricists among us. Yeah.
Well, kind of talking about just people not wanting to help you out and just do work. That was kind of a topic that I had brought up in an AA meeting, is how to support myself without working so I can focus more on my recovery.
Right.
Yeah, so I was looking at reverse mortgages, which is apparently really hard to get in your early 30s. We had quite a few topics we could probably talk about at this time that you don't hear about in an AA meet, or
Yeah, these are topics that I think should be brought up that I have yet to hear these. I'm a big fan of my 5-year plan, one day at a time. Because I do have a 5-year plan, or at least I'm hoping that we start one.
What do you
here
guys
at the
going
group.
on day 302?
Well, that's something I was hoping that the group, or what they call these group conferences or whatever they are, I was hoping that we all could get together and everybody would kind of throw out their suggestions. Where should I be at day 301? Where should I be at day 302? Where should I be in my second year?
On day 302, you should definitely be spiritually fit by then. Everybody knows that. It's that's the time in the program where you really find.
and what does spiritual fitness look like? Like, what is
Money.
what's-
Money.
Well,
Lots.
what about your spirituality's BMI? Like, what's that at?
Like 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. See, now it sounds like my disease out in the parking lot. Now we're really starting to get somewhere. I want my spiritual fitness to be able to take on and kick my disease ass, so to speak, really.
My disease is banging human growth hormone with
Yeah, he's
Jose
out- oh, yeah.
Canseco.
He's out in the parking lot putting D-ball in his neck.
Yeah.
Right, it's been hanging out with Jose Canseco. That's what I've been hearing here lately, trying to get some HGH and
Oh, yeah.
some other.
When I'm sleeping, my disease is hanging out with Lance Armstrong, getting blood bags together.
My disease smokes crack.
Yeah, my disease has been training with Usain Bolt
Oh,
nonstop, trying to get his body fat count down to 0. 'Cause once you get down to that, you got to have to be spiritually fit to take that on.
Yeah.
You're really going to have to be
You're
fit.
gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be working out that spiritual muscle.
Yeah. I'm glad I don't have a disease like you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
you're lucky.
sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Because
It does
nothing's in the
suck.
parking lot except like, a girl waiting in a car to take me to the liquor store.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
like you'll hear in these 12-step meetings, my disease is in the parking lot doing push-ups. My disease doesn't fuck with body weight exercises. Come on now, that's amateur stuff.
Yeah, it's CrossFit all the way, all the
Yeah.
time. Been working on Chinese stars. Been working on, there was the nunchucks. That's right. I forgot it last time I caught a glance of him out there. He was out there doing nunchucks and stuff, and I thought, man, I really am going to have to up my game. I'm really going to have to start bringing some. We got to get better topics at some of these meetings. Honestly, we really do. I got goals and objectives, and nobody's been talking about how am I going to meet my goals? How am I going to meet my objectives?
I'm great at creating goals for myself, but I don't have clear-cut objectives on how I'm going to get to that goal. So it's like I have a goal, become a famous rapper, but how do I get there?
Yeah, now what? I mean, I got all kinds of goals, and they never seem to come to fruition ever. But I got a lot of goals.
Sure.
I also had the goal of becoming a famous rapper. Once I went to prison, it just kind of was a natural progression.
Sure, I could see that.
Yeah.
When you get the street cred while you're there.
Right. And, I thought I had a fair amount of street cred, in southern Indiana with the manufacturing and everything. But,
Yeah, who
man.
doesn't want to be a rapper? I mean, my goodness, everybody I meet, everybody I come across,
Yeah.
half the people I come in contact with, they're saying, "Yeah, I've been writing lyrics. I want to get some studio time. I want to do. I got to lay down some tracks."
A lot of
Yeah.
up-and-coming rappers in these 12-step meetings, a lot of them.
Yeah,
Well,
obviously they're posers and they don't have the skills that I have.
Yeah.
They have yet to upload anything to SoundCloud, which is obviously
Sure.
a high bar to entry. There are a lot of gatekeepers at SoundCloud.
Exactly.
Sure.
So, they might not be, like, it's cute that they want to do that, but, they just don't have, like, real deep-ass thoughts that, like, are really powerful messages that, I think what true poetry is about, like, dark, twisted, self and past and being conflicted, like the Joker or
Two-Face.
Two-Face, another one,
Harry Potter.
Voldemort, Snape, probably Snape. Yeah,
They don't have the natural talent that you were just born with.
the deep well of experience that I've accumulated through a life of struggles and being beaten down by the man and also triumphing through sheer force of will.
Sure.
Oh yeah, well that's getting sober. You can tap into all that.
One of the rules or traditions or one of these things in these 12-step meetings is the only desire for membership or the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. So I understand I have to have a desire to stop drinking. So which substances can I use?
Molly on the weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah, you're good with that. As far as I know, I've never heard anybody say that you can't do meth. I don't know. I'm just going by what I've heard.
I could chime in on that. The only requirement is, a desire to stop drinking. But I have found that the fellowship has helped me regulate my methamphetamine use.
Well, one thing I've done for my sponsee, Rasheed, I like to put everything in rhyme just to keep it easy to remember. So the motto, it's not drug abuse if your name's on the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
a
one
little
helps.
slant rhyme there.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's not like a part of the traditions or something. That should be.
Yeah, if
maybe-
it's pharmaceutical, if a doctor, if some fucking scientist made it, it's not a drug.
Right. Everybody knows
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And, I took chemistry classes in high school, so I'm a scientist.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. You watched Breaking Bad. You know what
I mean,
you're doing.
if you can Google something, you can make it. Really.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for the
That
most part,
Watson and Crick going down.
I was super safe when I manufactured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a clean room, and
Sterile laboratory environment.
that's all it takes. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Plants also are obviously not drugs. It came out of the earth. How legalize it? How's it going to be a drug?
Sure.
Yeah, it's all natural. I mean, that's what we're here doing, right? We're trying to get on this natural path, right?
Well, my disease has a holistic approach to
Damn.
its wellness. So it's in the parking lot
Another great topic. I mean,
Meditating.
outside
Doing
of drugs
yoga.
or alcohol. So, what is a sufficient substitute for my drinking? Like, what are some ways I can fill this spiritual void, this hole in my soul they speak of? I've taken up gambling. It's helped. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I have found that buying new clothes also will help. The way I'm making amends to myself is I've planned a whole spa day. That's really one of the things, just so I can make amends to me. Because I've found that I've done the most damage to myself. I've really caused a lot.
Sure.
I've inflicted a lot of damage, a lot of harm.
I like the Jordans. Like, you have a pair of Jordans that match every flat-billed hat in your closet. I
Right.
really like that. I would assume that's an amends to yourself.
Absolutely. Anything new, anything that I can do that I see, if I say, hey, you know what, I think that's going to make me feel better, I'm going after it.
Sure.
I'm going to do anything I can to acquire it.
Well, yeah, I heard in a meeting the person we harm the most is ourselves. Therefore, we're probably first on the amends list.
Sure.
I'm sure
yeah.
Tom put my family on there. He put past employers. He put creditors, and hence the reason I fired Trenchcoat Tom.
Well, yeah, you got to get right with yourself first
Sure,
before you can
yeah.
get right with somebody else, man. I mean, I've heard that in all kinds of songs, and that's man. If I don't, how am I gonna love somebody else if I don't love
Yeah,
myself?
going back to the relationships and sobriety and taking care of these plants and these dogs.
Dogs.
They said I have to learn how to love myself first. So a lot of times, I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing all the time.
Self-care.
Yeah.
Well,
That's right.
after doing my sexual inventory, I found that one of the best ways I can make amends to myself is just masturbating.
Okay. Well, yeah, self-love.
self-love.
Well, yeah, that's
Sure.
already up there on my list.
It's, keeps me
I've been-
busy.
I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And clearly, you're not causing harm. So.
No, and the funny thing is like I did my inventory. I looked at my part 1,000 times. I cannot figure out how I caused any harm to any of my loved ones.
Yeah, and as your sponsor going through it, I honestly don't think you caused that much harm to your loved ones. I think the state of Indiana, if anything, caused harm to your loved ones by removing you from their lives
Right.
for that period of time.
Yeah, lots of overreactions, really. When I hear people talk, sometimes I just think, you kind of sound like you're overreacting a little
One
bit.
thing,
That's a bit
Rasheed,
much.
I think you could focus on is step 7 a little bit more, where you point out people in your life, you point out their character defects, you let them know how their behavior is affecting you. You might even want to write a letter to the state of Indiana and let them know how their behavior affected not only you, but your whole family.
Well, I wrote a letter to my mom. She insists otherwise, and I know it's cliche, but I'm pretty certain I wasn't hurting anyone but myself. You know what I mean? In my
Yeah.
addiction.
Did your mom give you any feedback on that?
Well, she stopped talking to me after I converted.
For loss.
To
Yeah, and
Islam.
that might be for the
Yeah.
best. We have to remove the negative people in our lives,
Right.
and sometimes that involves family.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Usually it does. Yeah, usually it does.
That's why I don't love people in the first place, because then I can't harm them I want to make amends to them. My motto is no new friends.
Okay.
A lot of fake friends out there trying to, get in my good graces, but I got to stay strong and grind daily.
I hear you.
Yeah, I guess they would grind.
Yeah,
You don't want
guys.
people riding your coattails either.
Yeah, I know Ben's trying to do that, but I'm gonna let him.
Well, you and I, we go way back, B. Michael Pease.
If you say so.
Come on. I'm blushing.
Yeah.
The listeners can't see it, but I've turned completely red. Michael B's just joshing me.
Yeah, I'm also a little confused because I'm really high right now and I'm not totally following the conversation. But I think we're talking about rapping. Yeah, I don't really feel like this conversation, but I'm here, and I'm on the ones and twos. If you guys are hearing some audio problems, I would blame everyone but me.
I hear you.
Oh yeah.
And we're just happy to have B. Michael B's here with us.
Yeah, Michael,
Yeah.
you're doing terrific.
Yeah, bringing the heat, no doubt,
Always.
nonstop.
Mama always told me, boy, count your bingo.
All right, Shotgun, I think this would be a good time for a message from our newest sponsor.
Oh, I'm excited about this. I know that most of our listeners are on trend, they're on point, they're movers, they're shakers. So they're really going to be excited about our new sponsor. These guys have taken, everybody's heard of pop-ups. That's what's on trend. You know, you guys have probably eaten at a pop-up. You probably have shopped at a pop-up. Our listeners, hey, we got a real treat for you because these guys have taken pop-ups to a whole new level. Absolutely a whole new level. It's pop-up what? Pop-up this. Organic pop-ups.
Oh, shit.
You thought it couldn't be done. Well, guess what? It can be done. Pop-up Grand Canyon. What? Pop-up this, pop-up the canyon.
Pop-up grass-fed free-range slaughterhouse.
What? Pop-up lunar surface. That's right. Pop-up the surface.
Pop-up anti-aging clinic.
Pop-up Bitcoin.
Pop-up dark web.
Pop-up Niagara Falls. What? Niagara this, Niagara Falls.
Pop-up pain management clinic. I know I could use one of those.
Pop-up cruise. I'm on it.
Pop-up human trafficking. Who couldn't use some extra help around the house?
Pop-up Hanging Garden of Babylon. What?
Pop-up mail-order bride. If you're listening, Mom, that would make a great birthday present.
Pop-up Great Wall of China. Pop-up this, pop-up China.
Pop-up men's march. Why shouldn't men have a march?
Pop-up horse racing. I'm on it.
My personal favorite. Pop-up backyard wrestling.
Backyard wrestling. Pop-up sustainable fishing.
Pop-up stem cell research.
Pop-up sperm bank.
Oh yeah, I could totally get down with that.
Pop-up street poetry. Eiffel Tower. Roller derby. Third world countries and so many more. Pop-up this, pop-up what? Organic pop-ups.
They got something for everyone. They really do.
You can think it, it'll pop up.
They even got a pop-up treatment center, pop-up pharmacy. They got it all.
Pop-up jousting, pop-up adoption. What? Pop-up Bitcoin.
Pop-up 90 days master degree program. I mean, they got it all.
They got it all. If you can, it's in a neighborhood near you.
Yeah, now I would like to tell our listeners to check them out online, but they don't even mess with that. They're so hip, they just pop up. So just keep your eyes open for one of these pop-ups.
Coming to a corner near you, a pop-up Apollo 13.
Can't believe we got that OPU money coming.
Oh, yeah. A great sponsor, yeah. If you want, we could go ahead and just go right into our next episode, what we're going to talk about on our next episode.
Well, yeah, I think we should. I think we should talk about that and, certainly wish all the listeners, a happy holiday. And
well, it's a belated holiday by the time they hear this.
Well, that is true. That is true, yeah. So, yeah, belated, whatever it is you're working on, man.
Speaking of the holidays, one thing we want to do for you here at Almost Sobes is kind of talk about some of the triggers we experienced throughout the holidays and how we made it through those triggers, assuming we all did.
Yeah, you're going to get to be able to hear about some of the triggers, exactly, some of the triggers, how we made it through. Also, we just want to talk about a lot of the, just some of the slogans that are going on.
Sure.
And trying to, try and help you.
Some of the good suggestions and some of the not so good suggestions.
Yeah, help you to mitigate your way through a lot of that stuff so that you can make sense of some, just the things that are being dropped like dimes in meetings, man. And we're just going to help you pick them up and make sense of it all.
And obviously, we will be trying to communicate with Bill Wilson next week.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of orders placed out on Amazon, hopefully through the holidays.
Or as we like to call it, Amazon.
Yeah. We got stuff coming from Amazon. Probably pop-up Amazon's just right around the corner, I'm sure.
So what do you got for us next week, B. Michael B?
Yeah, B. Michael B. In the house.
My personal goal is to get Rasheed to switch alliances. And,
good luck. Good luck with that.
Oh,
get him
like
a sponsor named Michael B.
Battle Royale.
So you can, kiss the ring, pledge his fealty to me.
We already have an alliance going on.
Well, yeah, but
trying to take
do
you
you
to
think he
tribal
really
council.
wants what you have, or do you think he wants what I have?
I'm not going to answer that question at
Because
this
I
time.
smoke weed.
I'm not going to answer that at this time.
All right, we'll see.
We'll talk more about it next week.
Yeah, you'll see.
Absolutely.
He left the room, by the way.
Yeah, the listeners can't tell, but
Right.
Michael B is giving me the stare down right now, really hard.
Yeah, the
She's
tension
on
in
his
here is
way to
palatable.
my place right now to wait for me. That's why he's not here right now.
Oh man, I can already. The riff has already begun here.
I'm
just trying to build my empire. I want to be buried with several sponsees
I
to
already got
serve me
him
in the afterlife.
I've got him working on finding sponsees so I can be a great grand sponsor.
Yeah, you
Right.
got a couple more weeks for that.
Right. We are going to start talk about the 12-step family tree and how that kind of works.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
who's my second cousin? Can I date my second cousin? Does that mean that that's my great uncle, or is that just my grand sponsor? I'm not really sure how a
Yeah.
lot of this stuff works.
I've been researching and I haven't came up. I don't have this down to a science. I haven't came up with a formula yet, but I want to do something like a 23andMe for your sponsorship family, so you can kind of.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's a family disease, and I've actually found out that my mom's side of the family, there are a lot of people in the program here. I've got a lot of distant cousins removed once or twice that I've found out are related to me after going to meetings with them for months. And
wow.
apparently it's been going back for at least 2 or 3 generations. So,
Whoa.
So you really missed the bullet being able to control your,
yeah,
booze
it's
and-
like I was born into royalty,
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Look at this. Wow,
Yeah.
man. We're sitting amongst royalty. Who knew? Look at this. I like it. So, we're going to have to come up with a name for it, 24 and Us or something.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
One day at a time in us. Or,
There we
something like
go.
that. I like that.
Yeah, we're open to suggestions because we certainly will get the marketing team right on it. And
Yeah.
as soon as,
And if
then we
anybody out there is like a chemist or something like that, and you might be able to figure out a formula where we could just, have people spit in a cup and then trace their sponsor
Yeah.
lineage, that would be fantastic.
Or if you know how to make acid, then definitely hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, former meth makers, we could probably use some of your skill set.
Yeah, you can hit us up on our Facebook page. If you're not following us, please hit that follow button.
Yeah, please hit that follow button. We're also hoping to get the podcast out on a couple other formats, a couple other places that maybe you can find us where it's easier for us to kind of track what we're doing as well.
Yeah, and remember, you can support us by supporting our sponsors: Pop-Ups, 90-Day Masters, Deep Tissue Vapes.
Oh gosh, yeah, Deep Tissue Vapes. We haven't heard from them in a little while. We're gonna have to make sure that they come back and
I'm actually vaping some Suspect on Foot right now. Great
man.
flavor.
And
great
as
flavor.
always, you can support us by sending me nudes in my inbox.
Yep, yeah,
Right,
we're
there is-
always a big fan of those.
Right, there is always that. And but yeah, any way that you can
And I'm
follow
body
us.
positive. I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And
By the way, Andrew Bear, if you're listening, thank you. Those pictures were great.
yeah, I think that some of those might even get hung up here at the studio. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just to
inspirational.
Boost morale. Yeah.
Right, it's inspirational. It'll boost something, that's for sure, no doubt. So yeah, we got a lot of things cooking, a lot of things that we've been working hard on and diligently. We're looking forward to kind of bringing you some more of this stuff, and like we said, we really do. We need to know that you're supporting us. So we need to know that you're out there, kind of following us, so that it just gives us reason to keep on doing what it is that we're doing.
Yeah, and give us feedback if you're in recovery yourself. If there's something something you're struggling with, we're happy to talk about it on the podcast.
Absolutely.
I'm really hoping just talking about how getting through our triggers will help everybody.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're hoping that's probably going to be a game changer for most people. But yeah, we're certainly, anything that you're susceptible to or that you're going through, let us know. We'll be more than happy to tackle those issues as only we can.
I've actually had multiple people come up to me in 12-step meetings and thank me for reading that resignation letter. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that has, and it looks like that's something that's really going to start to catch on.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know, they were ready for a new sponsor, but they didn't know how to let their previous one go, and it was,
Yep, I heard somebody who started to read their letter in a meeting. So I was like, wow, man, this is something new and different. So maybe we're really starting to change things.
Trendsetters, just like organic pop-ups.
Just like organic pop-ups.
That's why they're our sponsor.
That's right. That's why we are who we are, too.
All right. Can't wait to see you guys next week.
So next week, stay tuned. We'll be looking for you. Hey, have a happy holiday, bitches.
Belated holiday.
Bitches.
2 weeks.
Bitches.
Yeah, it won't be out till 2 weeks.
2 weeks, bitches.
Bye.
Pop the molly, I'm sweat. Pop the molly, I'm sweat. swing.